Okay, these guys are 2 weeks old today. The three bigger ones are 2 weeks old today. This one here, he was born premature. So he was about 3 days early. So he was born the day before these guys. But I'm not putting him on my website right now because I want him to catch up, get his weight. I don't know what his weight is, and I just can't put him on there yet because I want to evaluate him first. And also I want to make sure he makes it. His little brother didn't. When they were born, they had no hair, and I was just like, oh my God. Because I knew what I was in for. So thank goodness I had the incubator with oxygen and all that. And they were doing so good after like a week. They were really doing good, finally. But then they both developed a respiratory infection. And I noticed that right away because I was looking for it. Because I know that the lungs are the last thing to develop. And the tube feeding that I had to do, all of that just contributed to it. And I just knew they were going to get it. I'm telling you, it was a nightmare. I was putting fluid under their skin. I'd had to heat the fluid, make sure it was perfect, 'cause I didn't want them to, get cold from it, and I didn't want it to be too hot. Same thing with the tube feeding. It has to be the perfect temperature, so I had to do each one separate, and redo the heating because it would get too cold by the time I would do the second puppy. It was just 24 hours of pure hell. And I just kept knowing that they were probably both going to die when they got the respiratory infection. And you can tell they have it because they sound raspy and they yawn constantly. So I just kept at it, and then I kept thinking, I hope they're not suffering. Should I put them down? And I said, no, I can't, because they could make it. And I just kept trying and kept trying. And by like day 10, I think, day 9, day 10, something like that, the one was not doing well. And so I had to take him to, and put him out of his misery. But then the very next day, this one miraculously just started doing really good. So I felt so defeated. But then how can you feel defeated when you get this? I can't. I just can't. He's just so beautiful. He really is. He's so beautiful. Oh gosh, I'm getting emotional. All right. Anyhow, let's move on. This one here is a little girl. This is Chipita. And, oh God, I can't think. Chipita and Bannon. And she's probably not going to be available. There's a lady that wants one of these most likely, and I want the other one. What do you got on you? What's that? And this is the other female. Oh boy. And then we have the boy. This is puppy number 7. And puppy number 7 is available, and he will be ready to go when he's 8 weeks old. And they're beautiful puppies. Look at that. And this is a little Ainsley baby. Yes, you are your little Ainsley baby. I couldn't believe when he opened his eyes yesterday. And I opened them because I knew he was around the age and I like to open their eyes when I know they're at the age when they're supposed to open, because sometimes if they stay closed too long, they can get I've had it where they've had pus under their eyes, and you start to see a bubble. So I don't ever like that to happen. So if their eyes aren't open by a certain time, I kind of gently try to pry them open. And I pried his open, and he saw me. I was the first thing he saw. Yeah, I was that first thing that you saw. But anyhow, I'm going to go.